What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about Ireland taking on Wales in Wales this weekend. It's a super Saturday of amazing rugby we're scheduled to see this weekend. But the question of today's video, can Ireland break the streak of the Wales rugby team? They've broken the streak of many teams before. They did it to New Zealand, in America, they did it to England. Can they do it to Wales? Now Wales have been on an absolutely unbelievable ride at the moment, winning 13 consecutive games, which has truly been outstanding. If we look back at 2 years ago, Wales were faced with a lot of injuries. They weren't in the greatest place. They weren't playing the strongest rugby. They weren't in that competitive era that we know them to be. But this year, they've really stood out. And last year, they did as well. They really proved the critics wrong. They really showed a lot of heart and talent. And I think before the Six Nations in 2018, I had already written Wales off. And then they proved me wrong, showed their class, showed their talent, showed their surprising style of play. And they really got through and became runners-up of the Six Nations of 2018. And now, 1 year later, they're sitting with an opportunity to be Grand Slam Six Nations champions. But in order to do that, they got to beat the current number 2 in the world, which is Ireland. Now, Ireland in 2018 had the best year of their career in so long. They won the Six Nations, they Grand Slammed it. They went on to Australia, beat them, made history. They went on then to beat the All Blacks, and also made history once again, because they just had a fantastic year of top quality rugby. Now, as you've heard in previous videos, Ireland haven't really settled in the Six Nations tournament. Yes, they have an opportunity to win it, but they haven't been at that strength that they were last year. There's been concerns with certain areas where they're not quite going all the way, or they're under pressure in certain instances, or they're allowing teams to come back. However, against France, they definitely showed that they do have the quality to be at the level that they were last year. They do have the quality to play amazing rugby. They've got the team, they've got the coach, they've got everything. They've got the depth within the squad. But the question is, can they do it against a team that have won 13 unbelievable games in a row? Yes, Wales have had their ups and downs, and yes, not all games were convincing. We know Italy gave them a run for their money. We know against Scotland they were under pressure and played not the prettiest of games, but they still did it. If we look at England, they came back so well and scored great tries to win the game. They had their moments. Against France, they were losing 14-0 the first half, and they came back and proved that they were here to play quality rugby. And for that, I give them a lot of credit. So that's the one thing that's going to be the key to the game, to this weekend's game, is how you play and the quality you play the full-on game. If you drop back in the last 15 minutes, that could be the chance that either makes or breaks you. You could slip it down and sit back and relax a bit and allow your opposition to come back and sneak it. Or you might be down and out, and then all of a sudden in the last 20 minutes you get a spark. And that spark is the spark that allows you to take the next opportunity to pick up a victory. Both these teams are top quality. Both these teams have it in them to take this victory. Now for Wales, it's a guaranteed win. Not quite for Ireland. They're needing Scotland to really help them out. They're needing Scotland to cause an upset, which hasn't happened at Twickenham since 1986. So much is on the line for these two teams. So much pressure. And this is where they will truly be tested. It's a game we've been looking forward to for a number of weeks now. And it's a game that could be the deciding factor. A lot of you have predicted it. From Welsh fans You said the final game is Wales versus Ireland. A few Irish fans have looked forward to this game too, saying this will be the decider. And it is the decider. But it's not quite the decider I think that everyone was thinking. We were all thinking it's going to be Wales and Ireland, which it clearly, technically is. But you still have, for these two teams, the headache of England in the background. Playing against Scotland, they're going in as favourites. Whereas this game is very tough to predict. You've got two teams gunning for it all. Two teams that are wanting to show the world what they are made of. And two teams that are wanting to show World Rugby that they are here to put their names down in the hat for the Rugby World Cup. Northern Hemisphere rugby has improved immensely. It really, really has. We've seen talent from all ends up. We've seen the depth and quality of teams. We've seen comebacks that we haven't seen in a while. England's one of them. Last year shocking. This year really being contenders. Wales, 13 consecutive wins. Ireland, a phenomenal year last year. And yet, to think of it, yes, they lost to England. There's still a comeback. There's still improved results. They're still sitting in third place with a potential chance of winning it, which would also be an amazing comeback story. And that's the key going forward as we move on to this World Cup. Is the level and the intensity that they're able to handle to go that extra mile to take on the very best on the grandest stage of them all. But before we get to that stage, we've got to get to this stage, and that's this weekend. The reason why I've made this video is to obviously chat briefly about it, get your thoughts of this game, highlight it once again. Obviously prediction video for it is coming up. But there's so much on the line, and it's going to be interesting to see if Ireland can put Wales under pressure. Now, I'm not saying if Ireland win, they're going to win the Six Nations. They've still got England. But can they once again break the streak? I saw a meme of like a zombie type creature with like an axe, and it had New Zealand and smashed through the door, had England and smashed through the door, and it had Wales' door still closed, and this whole zombie type creature was named Ireland. Will they walk past, or will they smash that door and crush the dreams of so many Welsh fans and take away an opportunity that is there to make history? I mean, if we think of it, think of Wales going this extra mile, getting this big win, if they could, against Ireland this weekend. Then they got a World Cup. They are able to build on this win to grow it. I mean, they've already made history. This is the longest streak they've had. But if they go through this to the World Cup, to a warm-up game, they can really make history and get close to that record. Anything's possible, and what a way to end off to Warren Gatland. But as I conclude this video, the exciting thing to remember, and the big part of this game, is it's the final game for both these coaches. Joe Smith's final game in Ireland was last week. Warren Gatland's final game in Wales is this weekend, and what a way to end off if he could. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on another video, and be sure to leave me your thoughts. Will Ireland break the streak? And I'm not saying that means that Ireland's going to win. I'm talking about the streak. Predictions video is still to come, so hit the bell notification as well as the subscribe button. We got a lot in store for you guys, so make sure you tune in. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.